Hey everybody, just a quick update on the STI. Still running, it's going good. Had some power steering issues, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But this is a new Shortblock. It's out of a Legacy, I think like a 2006 Legacy GT. So it's the same block as the STIs, but yeah, B25C. It's the same, exact same thing as the EJ257. The only difference between the Legacy GT's engines and STIs are the cylinder heads. They have different combustion chambers. So yep, this is gonna get new sleeves. I guess this had an oil starvation problem and spun a rod bearing or something, and it actually scored this cylinder pretty good. So I mean, it could probably be rebored and, you know, throw some stock pistons in there or whatever, but I'm just gonna put some iron sleeves in here. I'm actually gonna send this off to Costa Mesa R&D. John over there, he's really good. If you ever need some kind of machining, I've gone through him before on my my turbo GSR block, but actually made pretty good power at that. But yeah, he does a lot of dune buggies and a lot of Subaru stuff. He races Fiats, so I mean, that old guy racing Fiats, tearing it up, that's pretty badass. And he's a machinist, so yeah. He has his own machines that are actually one inch thick up here. And he does them a lot, like I said, for dune buggies. He does the 6-cylinder, like, what is it, E30 or EZ30s or whatever. So yeah, his 1 inch thick sleeves, I think he said they're his own custom sleeves. They're not like Darton or somebody else, but I think it's like $1,800 to have them. He cuts out the stock sleeve, presses in the new ones, and then, you know, fly cuts the case halves for the head gasket sealing, and I think hot tank. I think I don't know if that includes like a line hone. I don't know. But I remember, just from a quick talk with him, it was like $1,800 for the sleeves for the install. So yeah. Getting the light. See, I got it all cleaned up. It was hella dirty, so yeah. Let's see. Other update is, so I'm going to do a major conversion on my STI. Anybody who drives a Subaru in general, you have problems with the power steering, and you get like the cavitation problems. You get you know, sometimes you'll feel like the power steering cuts out. Well, that all has to do with the O-ring inside the suction line on the power steering pump. So I was going to convert the power steering to all AN fittings. Then I'd have to move. So I'd have to move the reservoir tank for the power steering, and I have to make a new one that has AN fitting bungs. And then I had to like move all kinds of shit around. It was a pain in the ass. So I bought this. Let me get out here. Yeah, so I bought this tank from Weapon R. Now it's actually it's made for WRXs, where it bolts onto the on the strut tower, and it's a dual reservoir. This side's for like a windshield washer coolant, and then this side's for, I can't remember what that's for. Anyways, I was gonna convert this to AN fitting. I'm gonna cut this off, weld on it, weld on a bung on the bottom. Basically, have this as like a new coolant, or sorry, new power steering reservoir. But then I scrapped that idea, so I'll use this for something else. So basically, long story short, I'm getting rid of the whole hydraulic power steering altogether. It's just a pain in the ass. I don't even want to deal with a freaking O-ring or buying an adapter that still has the O-ring, because the problem is they have one bolt that holds on the fitting to the pump. So what I'm actually going to do is the ultimate power steering fix for Subarus, which I haven't seen anybody else do before. And if you've been around cars long enough, you know what this is. This is a electronic power steering assist motor. I'm going to convert my STI to electronic power assist. So it's not as easy as it sounds. It's actually pretty involved, which I'm going to do a whole series of videos on how you can do it yourself, and I might even make brackets specifically for the Subarus, STIs in general. So that's, you know, make it easier for you guys if you want to do this yourself. I bought a new steering column from an STI. Pretty badass. Came with his key. This is a pretty fucking good deal too. I was surprised. But you don't have to have a new steering column. You can do it to your stock one. But I've done like the same thing before in my Honda, and it was turned out to my benefit that I actually bought a new column, because I ended up swapping in the stock column when I got rid of it. So let's see, here's the Honda column up here. I actually this has a Sparco formula hub that has the new shaft you gotta weld. So basically cut this off, welded the new shaft on here, epoxied the Sparco hub, and then down here, this is a mess. Anyways, can't really see. Let me take this off. There we go. Okay. So it's all kind of rusted, but anyways, you see it. I cut the column down, and welded this new spline here, and that spline goes to this. This is a if you've ever seen this before, is a steering quickener. Civic power steering is really bad. It's sloppy. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but this is a 2-to-1 quickener, so when you turn this side once, it turns this other side twice. So basically cut my steering down to, I think it was like 2.1 lock to lock. I don't know what the ratio was, I didn't measure it, but yeah. So I'm gonna put this on the Subaru too. It's also going to be in the conversion. A Rally 345 steering wheel. So yeah, it's going to be a big conversion, a lot of work. These are pretty much the major parts that you need. This is, I guess if you want to start now buying your parts, this is from an 05 Chevy Equinox. It's also the same part on a 2002 to 2007 Saturn Vue, I believe. Let's see if I can find a part number. There we go. This is a part number in case you want to match it up or find one. They run for about 140 bucks, $150 on eBay, and this one's really clean. Basically, this bolts up underneath your dash, but what you got to do is you got to take your steering rack out and take it all apart and cut the piston sealing ring that's inside of there that actually makes your hydraulics function inside of the cylinder. You gotta cut that out, basically making it into a manual rack, and then you gotta cut this steering shaft up to make this on here. Like I said, it's a lot of work. I already know how I'm gonna do it. Got most of the parts. Let's see, you got a white line KSR 202. These are those two big ones, the big bushings for the rack. And then I'm also going to get the KSR 206, which is the four small ones. That's where the bracket holds it on the driver's side. So this is also okay. So this motor, you don't just really bolt it in and then it works. This control box has to see inputs from like steering wheel position. It has to have inputs from wheel speed and all this other crap. So you can't just bolt this on and put 12 volts to it and it works. You have to have some type of control box that fakes out signals. And there's actually a guy, I was gonna build one for another project, but there's actually a guy who already does it, makes it real easy. I'll go into detail in my series of videos when I convert it, but he already makes it, he's already done it. He's made this box with the wires, and it comes with a potentiometer, which is just a dial. So basically, you can dial in how much assist you want, and it's electronically. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because if the power steering fails in this car, let's just say it fails, it's just going to be manual steering. You're not going to have you know, chattered steering. You're not going to have cavitation. It's safer. Also, it gets rid of the pump, so that's less parasitic drag on the engine. So we actually get more power, not much, but still, it's one less belt to worry about. It's just all around pros. So very little cons. You're actually gonna get a lot more steering feedback, and like I said, you can adjust it. So say if you get into like a parking lot and you're gonna do some parallel parking, you can turn this up and you get full power of the motor. So an electric motor is way more powerful than, I don't care how strong you are, you will never be able to overcome an electric motor, especially that's a pretty big one. So yeah, that's coming up. So if you're interested in seeing the ultimate power steering fix for Subarus, then stay tuned, I guess. So, alright man, I'll see you guys.